Hi everybody, Paul here from Hill Country Rings. Today we got something new. We got some teak from the Battleship Alabama, the USS Alabama, straight from their gift shop. They're actually doing resurfacing the deck and replacing a lot of the wood, so you can get these little pieces of teak. And gonna go ahead and get this ready to make some rings out of it. So let's go in the shop. These battleships that they use for museum pieces that are, they have the visitor centers and all, and you tour the battleship. Well, they've still got the wood decks on them, but they replace those decks. Every once in a while, they have to go in and replace them. And this is pulled out. They say this is the original teak, and it's been planed off and basically cut in little blocks. And they laser engraved USS Alabama, and this is the original World War II teak. So this is really good shape for World War II teak, and I've got several pieces of it. And so what I'm going to do is go ahead and cut this up and stabilize it in resin, and then we can make rings from it. So let's go ahead and get started. First thing I'm going to do is take it over the bandsaw and cut some slabs out of it, and then cut those into ring size blocks, and then we'll put it in the resin to stabilize. Alright, let's put the wood in the resin. Let's go ahead and put it all in there. So I'll just go ahead and put blocks like that. Stand them up. Try to float up. So what we do is we'll put a little metal grate here on top of them to lay them all down. Put some chain on top of that. That'll keep them down there under the resin. And then we add some more resin. Make sure they are nice and covered. Alright, let's put them in the vacuum chamber. Alright, they're all in the vacuum chamber, all nice and comfy and under the resin. We put on the tempered glass lid. We do not want to use a plexiglass lid. That is a no-no. That is a problem, and that will cause issues. Now we just make sure the valves are set. Turn on the pump. Alright, let's release the vacuum. Release the vacuum. Alright, we just take these guys out and let them sit for a couple hours. Still under the resin, so they will absorb all that resin into the wood. Alright, the wood has been under the resin all night. I left it overnight to set, and now we're going to take through the chains. We're going to take it out, and we are going to put this out on the cookie sheet, tin foil, and bake it to set. that resin. So let's put these pieces out, and we'll put it in the little oven. And we always do that outside in this little oven that we only use for this. You don't use it for food anymore. Don't want to do that. So all these little guys set out here, and then we'll put it in the oven. And we do it for about 200 degrees for about an hour and a half to set the resin. And we'll probably get some cracking. Some of these might crack, but that's okay. As long as they all don't crack, or most of them don't. But it's better to find that out now than after I start making a ring. These are good. Alright, let's put the cookies in the oven. And let them set. Alright, it's time to get out the cookies. They are. Oh yeah, really good. Alright. Alright, they look pretty good. They're still hot, but let them cool off, and then we'll start making some rings out of these guys. Make a ring out of one of these, so that'll be fun. Alright, got a piece of that Battleship Alabama teak, nice and cut up and stabilized, and got a ring core, and this is a size 11 inlay, so we're going to do an inlay ring with this. So let's go ahead and take this and it's a little bit thicker than that, so that's good. I'm just going to go ahead and smooth and turn him flat, and then we'll bore him out, and then we'll get him fitted onto this ring core. So let's go ahead and start on that process. Alright, let's get him turned flat. Alright, this ring is 22.2 millimeters, that core inlay, so got a 22 millimeter Forstner bit chucked up, and we're going to bore him out. So let's go ahead and get that done. Alright, we're going to need to sand him a little bit just to get him a little bit bigger to make room for that epoxy. So let's go ahead and just sand him up a little bit using my sanding tool. Actually, I think he's alright. Yeah, I think he'll be alright. Alright, this inlay groove is 3.93, 3.94 millimeters in width. So we set our outside calipers here, which pushes this little tail out that exact amount. And now we're going to turn this guy down till he's that thickness. So let's do that. Alright, because of the way the grain is on here, instead of cutting it right here and right here or right here and right here, I'm going to need to flatten him off here and here, make them flat sides, and then cut my relief cuts and break him this way so he'll break with that grain. I don't want to break it cockeyed to the grain, so I want to make these little flat spots, and then I might even flatten these off here to make it where I can, when I clamp him, I can clamp him good. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll make these relief cuts. Alright, we got that relief cut and we got it so we can clamp it here. So let's go ahead and see how he's going to break. Let's see it. I'm living right. Ooh, that was a good clean break. Very clean break. So, still tight, which is okay. Which is okay. Do a little bit of sanding. So we can fit it into that channel. I'd rather have it a little bit big and sand it than fit it too small. It doesn't take too long to do. Oh, a little tire. Oh, it's getting close. Let's go back to the side here. We've got the same issue, so let's start there. Alright, that was good. Alright, let's go ahead and clean up the wood with denatured alcohol. So I do that. And I've already kind of scored it with a little knife here to give it a better adhesion. Just kind of give that epoxy something to bite on. Alright, getting nice and clean. Including the surfaces where they glue together. And we clean the ring channel here. Get him good and clean. He looks pretty good and clean. I've already scratched him up with a blade as well, so get some good adhesion. Alright, so let's go ahead and put in our two-part epoxy, the resin. And do a squirt of that. And then a squirt of the hardener. Same size. And then we will mix it all up with our fine jeweler's tool here. Good and mixed. And this stuff, it gives you about an hour or two of work time. I never need that much time. And then it hardens in 24 hours, so it's an overnight cure. So let's go ahead and get him good mixed. Alrighty. Now we put it on the wood here. Get him good little layer there. And this side too. And there we go. Alright. Just get this inside of this channel nice and wet with that epoxy. And make sure we don't want too much, we don't want it squirted out, but we'll make sure that it's good and wet in there. And then that way get good adhesion. So there we go. So we're having dry spots. Dry spots would be our enemy. So, alright, there we go. All the way around. Alrighty, now we will just put in there. And there, give it a little bit of twist. And squeeze. And twist. Alright, now we would just get the little clamp. And these little clamps are awesome, by the way. And just clamp them like that. And let him sit overnight. And then we will be ready to cut the wood closer, and then we'll put them on the lathe and turn him and then finish him. So we'll do that tomorrow. Alright, that Battleship Alabama is cured overnight. And this inlay, so what we're going to do is going to go ahead and cut this off, the extra wood close to the ring core on the bandsaw, and then we'll put him on the lathe and we'll turn him So he's just a hair under the edges of that core, and then we'll put finish on him and finish and polish him up. So let's get started on that process. Alright, let's put that Battleship Alabama ring on the Unimandrel. We'll take him over to the lathe and turn him down till he's just under flush with the wood. And this thing holds it extremely straight. So there we go. Let's take it over to the lathe. Alright, put him in a regular expanding mandrel back on the lathe, and we're going to do a little sanding just to sand his wood till it's just barely under that metal. There we go, and most of it's by feel. It's like when I can feel that the wood is just barely under that metal. That's when I know I got it right. Alright, let's put a little bit of the ultra thin finish on him. And then we will put the thin and let that set. So we start out with the ultra thin. And you gotta just like right on there. It is so thin. Let it seep in. Alright, let that seep in, and then we'll do the thin. Alright, now we do the thin on here. And let the wood take it. Alright, got that Battleship Alabama ring back on the lathe after the finish is cured and dried. Just going to give it just a little hit with the 1000 grit sandpaper just to take off any rough spots, any hot spots. Just going to hit it just for just a second. It's more by feel. I can kind of run it across the sandpaper and feel it with my fingers. It feels right. Alright. That's good. So now we are going to use the Dr. Kirk's scratch free, and then the 1, 2, and 3. So let's go ahead and put that on the ring. Basically, we're just polishing it up. Scratch free. Right. Wood. Two. Alright, now let's take over the buffing wheel. Alright, here's a piece of that Battleship Alabama teak deck wood, and here's the inlay ring I just made from it. Another piece just like this, which I cut up and stabilized. So came out really nice. Just made this for myself, and I put these on the website. If you'd like a ring made from the Battleship Alabama deck, from the deck of the Texas or the North Carolina, or several other battleships, Major League Baseball bats, the stock of an M1 Garand, other heritage and legacy woods, check out hillcountryrings.com. Everything I do custom. I'd love to make one for you. Thanks, everybody.